Hey everybody, this is Liam. I know you haven't seen me in a while. I'm actually in Thailand. I know the team has been working overtime on bringing you what I think is our greatest ever lineup at Running Remote. We've been doing it for 6 years, so that's a pretty crazy statement to make, but I really do think that this is going to be the biggest year ever for Running Remote. So with that said, I wanted to give you a breakdown of who is coming, what they're talking about at this Running Remote. I'm also just mentioning a few of the speakers for this year's event. Please check out the main site at www.runningremote.com. Check out all the speakers. And if I didn't mention you, I very much apologize, but there are over 50 speakers for this year's event. First off, before we even get started with the main event, if you're interested in distributed work and you have more than a few hundred employees, the day before the main Running Remote conference, we have an event exclusively for enterprise companies, which we're calling the Enterprise Academy. It's run by Brian Elliott of X, Slack, and Salesforce, and the co-writer of the Wall Street Journal bestseller, How the Future Works. We also have Sasha Connor, founder of Virtual Work Insider. They're going to be laser focused on all of the nuts and bolts of running a distributed enterprise company at scale. And this isn't just going to be suggestions, but real tactical strategies that have happened in the last 6 months to apply directly to your business. So if you're a founder or an HR leader that's juggling the current pressures of distributed or hybrid work right now, this is the event for you. It's a restrictive list. So if you think you really qualify, sign up right now before those tickets run out, because we also have to go through a qualification process with that particular event. But if you have a few hundred employees, then definitely message us, because I think that would be an event that you would probably get a lot of value from. The main conference is really being broken up into 3 major categories: remote work founder stories, the tactics of scaling distributed work, and what the academic community is saying about remote work. Here are a few people I'm very, very excited about. We have Annie Dean, head of Global Team Anywhere at Atlassian. Atlassian wasn't fully remote before the pandemic, but they've made a really sustainable transition, which is rare, and she's going to help us understand how she did it and how you can do it as well. And they have, I think up to this point, 7,000 employees, so definitely a company to pay attention to. We also have Allison Vent, hopefully I'm pronouncing that name properly, Global Head of Virtual First at Dropbox. I'm sure everyone knows Dropbox, but not many people know that they're a virtual first organization, which honestly makes sense. I think my life would pretty much shut down without Dropbox running on my computer and my iPhone. We have Raj from Harvard and we have Nick Bloom from Stanford, and they're going to be breaking down all the new academic research that is honestly doubling each quarter, showing where remote and hybrid work is going. And I think they will give you the clearest direction on where remote work will be in the next 6, 12, 18 months. The stuff they're putting together is really, in my opinion, revolutionary, and we're now getting really good academic research. So it's cool that we're bringing in some academics as well to be able to get another insight into where remote work is going. We also have the CEO and CPO of Lattice. They're the fastest growing HR tool in the world, and they're going to break down the relationship that needs to be forged between a chief people officer and a CEO in a distributed company. It's not like a regular relationship in an office environment. What changes need to be made versus the in-office model, and what advantages or disadvantages they see as one of the fastest growing companies in Silicon Valley right now. We also have fantastic community stories from people like Justin from Tulsa Remote that implemented a program to pay people to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma if they have a remote job. And they ended up producing over $500 million in economic activity for the city. We also have Chris Reynolds, who will be running our first ever panel on 8-figure remote founders. Again, 8 figures is not a $1 or $2 million business. It's really, really cool to be able to see bigger and better entrepreneurs that are coming up, particularly that are building remote. Some of the speakers on this panel run 10, 20, even $50 million businesses, and some have exited their businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars. And for those that think you can't run a large, fast-growing remote company, this panel is honestly for you. Again, I'm just scratching the surface here. We have talks like how I fired my boss and why he loved it, or remote work saved my life. That's on top of all of the dinners, masterminds, and hanging out, honestly, with like-minded people we're all going to be able to get into in Lisbon on the 22nd and 24th of April. So if you're interested, come on down, go to runningremote.com, and hopefully I will see you there.